Welcome back to Inside the Stables with the Crest Chargers, Week 3 preview and a recap of Week 2, the big Shelby win. The Crest Chargers were victorious, 31-24 over the crosstown rivals, the Shelby Golden Lions. And this week, Omar is not with us. He has had prior commitments. So this week we have Ruppe. He is part of the KTC Broadcasting radio crew for the Crest Chargers. You'll hear him on Friday nights and doing an outstanding job with Paul Foster and Tim Foster on that broadcast call, and you'll hear him every game. Rob, let's start off. I got a question for you. When does a rivalry become not a rivalry?
A lot of times I would say, Trey, when you win 4 straight.
And that's where we're sitting, folks. The Crest Chargers have won 4 in a row against the Shelby Golden Lions, and I don't think that's been done before. And, it's a rivalry takes the other team to win every once in a while, don't it?
Well, it usually helps, when you're trying to build that momentum up and things like that. But, you just kind of – sometimes you just got to know your role. And I think the roles have thoroughly been put in place now.
For the last 4 years they have.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, we'll have Coach Lloyd and special guest Coach Skip Young in later this evening to go over some highlights and give our players of the game and give us a recap of the Shelby game. Rob, let's just go into the Shelby game a little bit. What an intense game that was. We knew going into it the emotions would be high. Crest gets out to a 21-7 lead at half. Shelby makes a comeback, but Crest really showed some poise there in the fourth quarter late in the game.
It really felt like to me when you compare it to a fight, and nobody was really throwing a jab. Everybody kept landing shots to the body.
Yeah.
And the whole game, it just felt like you were just slogging through a game, and each team was coming back just hitting each other with here's a punch and here's a punch, and who was going to be able to step back up and take the next shot. And I thought Crest did an outstanding job in the second half, late in that game, to really refocus themselves late, especially when Shelby tied it up.
Yes. To
be able to come back and go down, get the field goal, and then seal it with the victory.
Absolutely. It did, I did say on the sidelines Friday night, it felt like a heavyweight fight we were attending. So, both teams gave it all they had. Both teams want to win that game every year. So, you got both teams' best shot. So, was it a pretty played game? No. But it was a Crest-Shelby game, and that's what it comes down to, and the unexpected usually happens, and we had a little bit of that, a little bit of everything Friday night in that game. So that's what the usually Crest-Shelby game gives you, a little bit of everything in a ball game. So we'll come back after this commercial break, and we'll bring on Coach Skip Young and Head Coach Greg Lloyd, and we'll go over the highlights. You are watching Inside the Stables with the Crest Chargers, brought to you by Neal & Cole, Termite Pest Control, Water and Moisture Control. Be right back.
Winning doesn't just happen, it's built, brick by brick, yard by yard. Since 1965, Wellington Hamrick Precast has been setting the standard. We don't cut corners, we don't take plays off, because when the whistle blows, only one thing matters. Did you deliver?
Welcome back to Inside the Stable with the Crest Chargers. Right now we have Head Coach Greg Lloyd and Coach Skip Young joining us. How'd your trip in the green room, Skip? They treat you right?
Yeah, they treat me really well.
Good. We like to keep our guests really good. So,
absolutely. And he's one of the finest Chargers.
Absolutely. He is a Charger for life. So we'll get into the highlights a little bit later, but first, Coach Lloyd, what's your thoughts on the victory over Shelby Friday night? What did you think went well?
You said it right a while ago. It was a hard-fought game. I was pleased with lots of things. I was not pleased with others, but as far as the effort goes and those things, I'm very pleased. I think you get in a big rival game like against Shelby, you lose your head a little bit, and I think it hurt us a little bit as far as the penalties and so forth. But I think a lot of it was just because we were playing hard. When you're playing hard, things happen sometimes, and emotions are high. But I thought we kept our cool pretty good in some certain situations, and I thought we had contributions really in all three phases. Was able to score 31 points. I think we should win any game we play if we can score 31, and then if we can hold a team to 24 or less, I think we should win that game. So, and then of course special teams contributed, which Coach will talk about in a minute. But I was pleased with all three phases. Wasn't the prettiest game or best game, but it was kind of a typical Crest Shelby game. And when you go to Shelby and win, that's a good win. So credit to Shelby, they played hard. But I was very pleased with our kids and, for finding a way to get it done. And late in the fourth quarter, I thought we looked like we were in a very good shape and made a lot of plays and got it done.
You never apologize for a win at Shelby.
You never apologize for winning.
Never. So we'll jump over to Coach Skip Young. He is a man of many talents as far as coaching goes. He coaches linebackers for the varsity. He is one of the special team coaches for the varsity, and the head JV coach, who the JVs are 2-0, I believe, ranked number 13 I've seen in a poll. So that's the first time I've seen a JV poll in my life, I think.
It makes
so, hey, that's good to be ranked, though. So, Coach Young, tell us about your thoughts on the game and your linebacker play and some of your special teams.
Friday, it was a Shelby and Crest game. It was a hard-fought game, your typical rivalry. You have a whole lot of people on the outside says, it may go this way, it may go that way. You've heard it for years, but it's always going to be Shelby and Crest. Mm-hmm. And I think our kids did a great job of being poised, making the right plays at the right time, and doing their job. So we came out on top. And like Coach said, you never apologize for winning over there at Shelby High School.
Absolutely. So talk about the special teams and what they did Friday night. They were pretty instrumental in the victory.
Yes, Carson Greer has been a big part of what we've been doing successful this year. He had plenty of kickoffs in the end zone. He's been doing real well with that. He even had some big field goal kicks this past week. He's done a great job. We've been doing a great job up front. Our kickoff team, the 1 or 2 times that he has kick it in play, they've done a great job of covering the kick, and I'm really pleased with our special teams. I believe we have done a complete 180 from where we were last year to where we're at right now, and I suspect them to keep on going forward and getting better and better with what they've been doing.
Yeah, I think he nailed a 35-yard extra point that you don't see every week. But talk about your linebackers. They were pretty stout Friday night. We knew Shelby was probably going to try and come in and run the ball a little bit, and they did. They tried to run, and they're known for airing it out usually, but they kind of changed it up and tried to run on a little bit. So your linebackers really stepped up.
Yes, Chris Gunner, he's been playing great this year. He's one of the leaders that's in the middle. He had a really good game to me as far as his ability and his contributions Friday. He did a real good job of reading his keys, making tackles when it was needed. Him and Nene Parker, those are my 2 senior leaders that's been doing great this season, that's been playing their role, and they're bringing on the young guy, Mr. Kylie Clark, and he has really stepped into his role. And I'm being impressed with all 3 of them and all of the linebackers, but I also do think that it's higher steps that we can take. It's more that we can do to be better, and those guys really want to be better, and that's a big part of that.
And you know a little something about being a successful linebacker at Crest High School.
I had a time.
Yeah.
I do.
Yes.
I do. And it was a good time. And I believe I played with a pretty good one myself.
You played with a really good one. Yeah, I think
Coach Skip was a really good player. He's a really good coach,
Yep.
and Crest High School's lucky to have him.
I second that. I was about to say we're lucky to have him and what he does and what he brings to the program. So appreciate all you do, Coach Young. And
appreciate you all.
And that JV team is looking impressive. I know you're pretty proud of that group.
Yes, I am. Whenever I took on the JV head role, I felt like it was important whenever the young men come into Crest High School that they understand what it means to be a Charger. So that's something that I do take very serious to make sure they understand, how we prepare. And they don't start in August. For those, it start in June, in the weight room, on the track, on the hills. And I believe this group has really took that on. And also a big part of it is how they act from 8 to 3. In the school building. I haven't heard anything that's going on wrong in the school building. They've been very successful there, and it's carried over to Thursdays. We've been very successful. I believe I can go in our first 2 games, we haven't had a touchdown scored on our first group of defense, and our offense has definitely got better week in and week out. And I don't see any of that changing. I'm really proud of this group, but I also know that it's things that we can work on to be better. And it's my job and the great coaching staff that we do have there to continue that. And one thing I do like about our JVs, I don't know how it's done anywhere else, but your varsity coaches coach your JV players.
Correct.
So they get the attention to details, the same love that the varsity do, and I believe it's really showing up for us on Thursdays.
Yeah, I agree with that. Guys, if you can go out and watch this JV team play, they'll be on the road a couple of weeks, I think, but they'll be back home soon. So go out there and support the JVs on Thursday night. They're a fun team to watch, and they're really good. So if we want to go to some highlights now, Coach, you want to walk us through, you and Coach Skip?
Yes, sir. Love to. Here's a defensive play, Coach Skip.
Yes, sir. This is a counter they tried to run that we got great penetration by Eli Black and a host of other defensive linemen like Paxton Dobbins and I believe Kylie Clark coming off the edge. This was a great thing that we did do was whenever we settled in, we did get penetration and disrupted their run game. I will give kudos to them. They did show us something that we ain't seen with Land doing a lot of running, and we did get adjusted to that sooner or later. We go another RPO that Mr. Clark got disruptive, and we got people running. There go Mr. Gunner coming from the inside, and I believe that was Donnie coming from the outside. Running to the ball is something that we've done really well this year as far as defensively that we're going to have to continue to do to be successful and to go to the places that we want to go.
All right, here offense. Here, little quarterback counters is a big run. That's the receiver's doing a great job blocking on the perimeter here. And Eli runs well. He's a nice weapon to run the ball. We don't like to run him a ton, but when we do run him, he usually is making yards and making some plays, and had some good blocking downfield right there. Michael Edwards doing a great job blocking, and other receiver over there blocking. Who was that? That's Majay Thompson doing a great job. So big score right there, and we got a penalty down there.
There we go with another defensive play from Friday night. Same counter playing, like I said before, great penetration. That's one thing that we do know. We have preached it. If we get good penetration from our D-line, that's a good start to a successful play. I believe you have Tavion Wisnett with a great job on the spill and the blocker, and everyone else on the D-line contributing and getting to the ball.
All right, we're tight end trips formation. The pressure inside. Eli finds Majay Thompson coming across the field, making a nice catch. Had some decent time to throw the ball right here. Eli did a good job of just making a play. Had a wide open receiver downfield. Good job. Good job making a play. Right here, run a little glance route out of the slot. Check it at the line. Michael Edwards catch it right there in the middle of the field for a touchdown. It's a good throw and catch. Good job selling the run. Good play.
Here we go with another defensive play coming up. I believe this would be, yes, a great job by Nene Parker reading his keys and getting downhill fast and making a good tackle onto the running back. And also, like I said, a good sign is once he gets there quickly, you see other hats coming to the ball to contribute to the tackle. Here we go with another defensive highlight. The bubble route out there, Mr. Smith, Dakota, the corner setting the edge, and Kylie Clark running inside out. Like I said, a good job of seeing plenty of hats getting to the ball when we're running and tackling. I can remember being a young Charger, Coach Sid Bryson said the two things you're going to do playing Crest football is run and hit. So that's something that should be a staple in our defense all the time. Here you go with another defensive highlight. Mr. Dakota Smith playing great press coverage, not really giving the receiver room to get anywhere and coming off and making a play on the ball. The only thing I wish he'll find his way into the end zone. We can make some of those some pick six. I think it would be even better, but he done a great job in his press coverage getting the opportunity. And I'm pretty sure 15 heard the buzz of people saying he's the one that we need to try, this and that. And I think he made a statement here with this interception and return back.
All right. Little bootleg play, hitting Michael Edwards across the middle. Good time to throw the ball. Eli's accurate right there. Malachi Gamble carried out. See if he carries out his fake pretty good. Not too bad. Pretty well put together play right there. So another big play. Little quick screen. Whew. Get in there. Thompson gets the ball in his hand. Maje's really hard to tackle in space. That's why I try to get him some touches. And even when he's getting covered or double covered, it's still just to get him the ball. Got a lot of linemen out there in front of the play. He finds his way into the end zone.
All right, here go another big play. I believe it was 4th and short. They come out and they wildcat, and defensive line get a push, and here comes Mr. Lyric Pettis, free off the edge, making a great tackle for a loss. I believe right here we've done a great job getting the push, and
it was a big play.
Mr. Pettis coming off the edge and getting the tackle and making sure the man cannot fall forward. That was a big part of that.
That was a big play.
Here we go with another defensive highlight.
I believe Coach Thomas puts these highlights together.
Yes, he does, and I think he's doing
a lot of defensive highlights.
Yes, he is.
Got a defensive slant on it, don't it?
I like that. I like that.
I believe this is Mr. Gurner coming down, shedding off a blocker, and making the tackle in the hole for a minimum gain.
All right, G-Trap, one of our favorite runs we run each week. Malachi Gamble picking up about 10 yards right there. I think Malachi ran the ball. Seemed like he was around 11 times for maybe 55 yards, averaged about 5 yards a carry. He's doing a really good job. Trying to be balanced, trying to have a balanced offense. Got a little bootleg out of her nasty set. Derek does a great job of selling the play, getting it out on the perimeter. You tell him to sneak out of there. Try not to let him see you. He does a good job. Exactly the way you want it to look. Lyric's a weapon when you put him on offense as well, just like he has been on defense. He's running dive right here. Lyric's got a lot bigger through the years. He's probably about $190 now, so he's a lot heavier in there too. So we even put him in there at fullback. He knows how to run the ball. Good push by the OL right there.
All right, defensive highlight. Look like Shelby's trying to run midline with the quarterback. And, good read by linebackers and push by the D-line to get there and make a tackle with a minimum gain. It looked like Mr. Tavion coming in and throwing the shoulder and getting them down, and Kylie Clark being there also.
Another quarterback counter. Good play, good blocking. Good job. I think this was on our last drive to go down. I believe the game's tied at this point. Send Michael right over the middle. Big play. Inside the 40-yard line. Trying to go right down the middle. There you go.
These moves are special that he puts on these two guys.
Yeah, they're good. He's hard to tackle in space.
Lose you in the phone booth.
Wow.
He run a little sweep with him here at quarterback. So Michael had a lot of big plays. He really did. And there's some of these things we need to do a little bit more. I need to make sure we're doing them a little bit more because we're good at them. I had a few things we could have done a little different. I think that would have helped us. It was nobody's fault but my own. So we got to get into a couple of these things a little bit more because I think it'll only help us.
Here we go, Mr. Greer on to kick a big field goal for us. Like I said earlier, he's done a great job. Snapper and holder, Silas and Levi's doing a great job, and everyone up front. That's really good. Here we go defensively, I believe. Yes, this is the big interception that we had by Mr. Pettis, kind of to seal the game for us. And if you do look at it early, he was kind of out of position, but he made a quick speed turn, and just his football instincts. That's something I know Duke is getting him here at Crest. We're glad that we have had for the last 4 years. Him and his football instincts, going up high, pointing the ball, and making a game-winning play.
Because that game could have been a different outcome if he don't make that pick.
Yes, it was really big.
Yeah.
Really big.
Power off tackle. That's pretty play. Malachi Smith end zone. Good job by the OL coming off the ball there. I was impressed with Shelby's D line. They made it hard on us. They were tough kids. So it was a battle in there. So it was good. It was good for us to go against a front like Shelby's, and I thought our kids, handled it pretty well. And I think it'll be good. It's a good experience for them.
Here we go on this last drive. We was just trying our best to make sure they didn't get in the end zone. They got a nice crossing route. There go Mr. Surratt, doing something that he's been getting better with every year, and that's bringing a helmet. He's started to realize what he can do, not just his coverage, but also coming down and making sure he's the hammer and not the nail.
When you watch our highlight package, the defense, like you touched on it, Skip, that there's hats around the ball, like numerous hats, and it's just good to see. It's like the old school Crest defense, like you've got multiple people at the point of attack.
Thing I was impressed with, thing I liked, here's your new nickname for somebody on defense. We'll start calling them the Crest Double Ds. Talking about Dakota and Donnie in the secondary. I thought those guys did a great job. When I'm watching Shelby, and I know a guy I got to take away is Man Collins, and I've got kids like that can go out there, and I've got a player on each side. I thought that was huge for Crest Friday night. Yes,
it was real big, and both of them did real well. Even with Donnie, I can remember him cramping one play and having to come back in, and them literally running a fade route on him, and him making sure that he made the play at that point in time. Yes, both of them is really improving and helping the defense.
Yeah, and I thought the defense. I thought we've continued to show signs of improvement since that first scrimmage.
Absolutely.
So that's encouraging for me and the whole staff, and I'm sure for all the Crest faithful. We're getting better.
I'll say, if you look at Shelby, first thing you think of is they always have receivers. They always are really good receivers and a really good quarterback. And they were limited Friday night on what they could do. I know Collins got one pass play on us, but nothing really big, major hit the rest of the night. That's a testament to the defensive backs and the defense up front and basically the whole defense. So we'll segue into our players of the week now. Coach Lloyd, who is our offensive player of the week?
Our offensive player of the week is going to be Michael Edwards. Michael had some big plays, both running and catching. He had a big block on our touchdown run. So Michael Edwards is our offensive player of the week.
He kind of does it all for you on offense. He's being the leader that he is on the field right now. So he can running back, receiver, wildcat. He can do it all for you. So very instrumental on Friday night's win. Coach Skip, you got two. You got players of the week on defense, and who would that be?
We have We have Chris Gunner, middle linebacker that done really well, reading his keys, filling gaps, making big-time plays. And the one who made the biggest play and a great defensive player for us is Lyric Pettis. Those are our two defensive players of the game for the week 2 against Shelby.
Like I say, if you watch the tape, the highlights, if you watch the game, that's the two numbers that come out as 42 and 10 that stand out and make plays. The whole defense, you got the good push up front, but you see 42 and 10 around the ball every play. So congratulations to those guys. And Skip, you got the special teams player of the week. Who would that be this week?
I think he's the reigning 2-time week champion or player of the week, and that would be Mr. Carson Greer. Great job. I mean, when I say great job, he's doing it from kickoff to PATs to, like we've seen now, field goal. Now, Coach Lloyd is the offensive guru, but I think he'd have found a weapon whenever he gets real
I'm not that, but it's nice to have a good kicker like Carson for sure. And Carson's doing a good job he's going to punt too. Yeah. So I mean, he is a very versatile player.
The thing you got to like about that too with Carson is you're seeing a kid where the work's paying off. Mm-hmm. And when you see, because I know we've all sat and watched the last couple of years to where he started to where he's at now, you see the difference it's making and the effort and time he puts in. You and other guys are real like, yeah, he's the kicker, but look at the effort. Maybe I would put him in my position, the efforts Carson putting into his.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Carson's had a great year so far. So hopefully he keeps it up. And I keep telling you, every week it's a huge difference when the team starts at the 20.
Big one.
Every single possession,
sure.
basically every possession. It's demoralizing for that other team because you got to go 80 yards against our defense. And I just don't think that's going to happen consistently. So, great win over the Shelby Golden Lions on last Friday night. Players of the week, congratulations, guys. So we'll be coming back with some thoughts on our Week 3 preview of the Asheville Cougars home opener for the Crest Chargers. We'll be back after these commercials. Welcome back to Inside the Stable with the Crest Chargers, brought to you by Neal & Cole Termite Pest Control, Water and Moisture Control. Thank you guys for coming back with us, and now we're going to preview the Asheville Cougars out of Asheville, North Carolina, down the road a little bit, Coach, and you and Coach Radford have some history. You know each other, and it's the first time we've seen Asheville in the regular season in a while. I don't even think we've ever played them in the regular season. I know we played them a couple times in the playoffs, but it's good. This is a first. So what does Asheville present for us, and what are we looking for?
Yeah, well, we've got a little history with them. I know they came in a big playoff game in 2002. I remember that one, and a couple of games through the years. But I tell you, they've got a good football team this year. They've got a lot of skilled players. Coach will talk maybe about their offense here in just a minute. Defensively, they're a 3-4 scheme. They bring some pressure. They mix up their coverages. Coach Radford does a really good job with his team. They have a good staff there, and like I said, good athletes. They're coming to Bowling Springs to win, and we got to be ready to go, and it'll be a challenge for sure.
Yeah.
What you think about their defense, Skip?
Their offense. Their offense is really good. They run a lot of formations, so you have to be able to line up to them. They have plenty of great athletes. 0, play receiver for them really well. 2, 3, and a sophomore quarterback that on film, to me, he doesn't look like he's just 2 games into it. Look like he's been playing football in the position for a while. So we definitely got to be up for it, which I think we will be. I know we will be. First home game, and we have to go out here and play good because their offense is really well.
Yeah, it's glad you brought that up. It's our first home game of the year, so
we're excited. We're excited.
Oh, absolutely.
Kids are excited to get out there and play and wear them home green jerseys and play on that new scoreboard and all those wonderful things that come with playing at home, and we're excited about it.
Yeah, we when you play the first 2 county road games, you kind of want to get back home and play for the home crowd. So hopefully, I know the Crest fans will be ready to go, kind of pumped up, and And let
me just say this about the Crest fans: they were really good last Friday night and really helped our team. We had a big crowd, and I mean, it just helps, and the kids love it, and I know the coach staff appreciates it. But it was phenomenal. The crowd we had at the game, behind our team, and we really appreciate it.
I got there about 5:15, 5:30, and our side was already about 3/4 full. And I think next 2 years from now, when we go back to Shelby, we're going to switch the home side and visitor side. So we're going to take the home side, and they're going to take the visitor side, because we can fill up the home side.
Well, I mean, they may go.
Yeah, well,
I don't think they'll go with that.
There you go. So, everybody, thank you for our sponsors. Thank you for Neal & Cole, Termite and Pest Control, Water and Moisture Control for sponsoring our show here. Shop with our sponsors, guys, ladies and gentlemen. They make this possible. They make it a lot of things at Crest High School possible. The video board is going to be broken in Friday, so it's going to be an electric atmosphere. You got some little surprises to throw out there Friday night. So hope everybody comes out,
fun.
Get loud, be loud the whole game. Just support the kids. They love it. They comment on it when they come out. I think last Friday they were making comments about the crowd and how loud they were and how many people were there already. So they do notice it. They do need your support. So come early and be loud.
Let me just say this.
Sure.
I can't thank Alan Weston enough for running this thing here on at the inside the stable.
Absolutely.
He makes it look really good, and if he makes us look good, he must be a magician.
I was going to say, he makes us four look good, and everybody that's been on here, he makes look good. And Alan, we certainly heartfelt gratitude to you. So thank you for your time and your efforts and everything that you do. So, and he does great editing. He better not edit this out either.
No.
So I know he does good, and he takes pride in what he does, and we're very thankful for that. All right, till next week, we'll come back with a victory next Monday week. Week 3 will be in the books Friday. See you next week on Inside the Stable with the Crest Charger.